in like short track generally, there's not that many in the UK generally. There's not many GB. There's not many people doing short track in the UK anyway. But with that, there's also just like not very many GB women doing short track. And for me, I just want to talk about it. Basically, in 2016, there was in specifically the Gangnam 2016-2017 World Cup, there was a men's relay team and a women's relay team. In the men's relay team, there was 4 men that were competing in that event. But for the women's relay, there was 6 women in that team. Jennifer Pickering, Samantha Morrison, Hannah Morrison, Charlotte Joan Martin, Catherine Thompson, and Elise Christie. And there was actually more than enough women needed for the relay entered for that event. There was actually there was more women than men in the junior in the British short track team, that there was actually more women than men. And that is very shocking to see in comparison to now, where like it's like 4 times more, like 8 times more 8 times more men than women on the Team GB short track team. But I'm just like, in the past, there was absolutely a time where there was a women's relay team, and it was very incredible, and I loved it. We love relays. For me personally, the relay is the best event in short track. Obviously, it's not the most important one, because individual events is where you get the most medals, and that's where it really matters. But for me, relay is the best event. After that, there was also a time where I have this memory locked in my head of watching the Thomas Shaw Makoweski Junior World Championships in 2018, and specifically seeing Isabel Marob competing in the Junior World Championships for Team GB. And this is important because she literally went from being a junior to a senior, and then competing in the 2021 Beijing World Cup relay for the women, GB women's relay. This also happened with Holly Hoyland, who competed in the Team GB, competed for Team GB in 2020, and in the Junior World Championships in 2020, along with Charlotte Hayward, I think. And both of them then went on to skate, like be part of the Team GB women when they became seniors, and then competed with the Team GB relay. So literally, there are now a lot of Team GB women, because Samantha Morrison, Hannah Morrison, Jennifer Pickering, they had stopped. But then there were other people that had come in. Isabel Marob, Charlotte Hayward, Holly Hoyland, and also Talia Kale. Talia Kale? I'm not sure if it's Talia Kale or Talia K. I don't know why I'm just making up an L. But there were now a lot of women. In 2021 specifically, they made an Instagram post about the fact that there was a group of women in Team GB competing for the relay. And there was Elise Christie, Catherine Thompson, Charlotte Hayward, Holly Hoyland, Talia Kay, and Isabel Marob. And this was 6 women. Again, 6 women now competing in a relay. But then what happened was that a lot of them didn't continue skating. Literally all of them except Holly Hoyland stopped skating to this point. But Holly Hoyland has been doing an incredible job of upkeeping the international Team GB women's presence throughout international competition. She has won a lot of star class competitions on a continental level, and has definitely made a name for herself qualifying for international events in World Cup teams. But it has just been her. So you can't have a relay team with one person. But this is the reason I'm making this video. Because, firstly, there was Chloe Cameron. I'm not sure if she lives in Canada or something, but she was from Canada. No, she's from the UK, and then was in Canada, but then came to the UK again to compete for the Team GB. So she came from Canada, but she still competed for Team GB, and she literally came literally straight from Canada to the UK to compete for Team GB. There was a Junior World Cup and in the Netherlands, and she competed in there, literally coming straight from Canada. So the fact that she's literally coming from Canada and literally immediately competing in international events for Team GB, she's extremely fast, and she's absolutely going to progress eventually into doing more, to progress into a senior, to create more spaces for Team GB women, and then eventually create a relay. Then, literally, today is 9th of February. They announced the team for the Team GB World Cup in Dresden, which is happening now. And there was Holly Hoyland, but then there was also Annabelle Green. And the thing is, I was absolutely shocked because I was like, wait, where on earth is Annabelle Green? Basically, what happened first was that Annabelle Green was competing in the British Championships in 2024, and Holly Hoyland did a 500 meters in 46.3, and Annabelle Green did it in 46.8. So I was like, wow, the fact that there's a woman in Britain doing sub 9.5 second laps. Says on her Instagram that she goes to university in Calgary. So maybe she competed in competitions in Calgary as well, because she literally is doing like the same times as Holly Hoyland. And literally, I'm not sure, but I think this is like the first like international competition that Annabelle Green has been in, a World Cup, and she literally qualified. Like, that for me is the same thing as Chloe Cameron. Like, the first thing that she came for international, she qualified. Chloe Cameron, the first Junior World Cup she went for, she qualified. And then Annabelle Green, the first World Cup that she's going to, I think it's her first World Cup, but she qualified. So like the fact that there's like other women in the UK doing short track like this, like I was really shocked, and I'm just so thankful. Like, the relay is making a comeback. The GB Women's Relay is making a comeback through Annabelle Green, through Holly Hoyland, continuing from back when she had those other from the junior, and then it's creating a new relay, and the GB Women is coming back. Obviously Chloe Cameron at the moment is a junior, but with the pattern of Isabel Marob literally going from junior to senior onto the relay, and then Holly Hoyland doing the same thing, like, Chloe Cameron will definitely do the same thing as well. Like, this is literally the beginning of a comeback to the GB women, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. Basically, I just had to make that video because I was just shocked about where Annabelle Green came from. Like, literally, where on earth? Like, maybe she was in Canadian competitions. I feel like it would make a lot of sense if she was in Canadian competitions. Because, like, 46 seconds, like... like, that's insanely fast. And I just feel like it's just a really good step for GB women to like have already like a good 2 solid and then 1 junior up and coming, so potentially 3, and now we just need 1 more, and then we have a relay comeback again. For me, I'm predicting that by 25-26 season there will be a GB women's relay. It'd be nice to have one for the Olympics, but we'll see. But yeah, that's what I just wanted to say, because I was just very excited to see that there's a women's relay comeback. And yeah, basically that. So yeah, au revoir.